Greetings, fellow space travelers. BionicDance here. Now, I don't normally do unscripted rambles, so bear with me on this one. But someone in one of my comment sections recently brought up Pascal's wager. And I'm like, seriously? Pascal's wager? 'Cause, I thought that was largely a dead issue at this point. I mean, I looked it up, and the last time I talked about Pascal's wager was like 3 years ago. And, nobody else has really brought it up that much recently. Anyway, I think that religious people have finally figured out that that argument's bullshit. But apparently not, because someone brought it up, as I said, in my comments section. So, for those of you who don't know what Pascal's wager is, it basically says you should worship God, because if there isn't a God, then you haven't lost any time or effort or anything at all, which of course is bullshit. But if there is a God, then hey, you're safe, because now you get to go to heaven instead of hell when you die. You see? Now, like I said, it's bullshit that you don't actually waste any time, because let's face it, you have lost something if you're worshiping a God that doesn't exist. I mean, never mind the amount of time you spend in like a place of worship. Never mind the amount of time you spend, on your knees praying at night or whatever. There's also all these rules that you have to follow. I mean, there's rules about what to wear and how to behave, who to fall in love with, who to have sex with, how many babies to have, and in what manner. Things like different sexual positions or not using birth control. I mean, all of this stuff. There's dietary restrictions. My goodness, there's dietary restrictions. There's all kinds of stuff in various religions that say do this or don't do that. So yeah, you've kind of lost a thing or two if you're worshiping a god. Yes, you are. So, how do I put this? Pascal's wager, as I said, is bullcrap. But it's bullshit for another reason. You see, it assumes that the Judeo-Christian God is the only God. You see, I mean, what if the actual God is Zeus, Odin, Amun-Ra, hell, a god you've never even heard of, Mumbo Jumbo, monkey god of the Congo, right? And all this time that you're worshiping Yahweh, you are pissing that god off and condemning yourself to as much hell as possible. Every time you pray to your, Jehovah up in the sky, you are pissing off Zeus and Odin. And, man, they're just going to squick you with a finger when you get up to their judgment chamber or whatever it is these gods have. So, yeah, Pascal's wager goes way beyond just, hey, I should worship God to be on the safe side. Because you have to figure out the right God to be worshiping. And you cannot prove that that Yahweh is the right God. You can't do that. So, I mean, as I say, it takes faith, and man, if there's anything I'm against with religion, it's the requirement of faith. So, Pascal's wager, yeah, it's ludicrous. I mean, seriously. A while back, I came up with something called Kate's wager, and like I said, it's been about 3 years since I've discussed this sort of thing. I'll post a link to that video if you want to see it, but it's essentially what I just said. I mean, hell, a lot of what I just said is in the other video. But here's the thing. I guess religious people like to recycle old arguments, that old refuted arguments come back up, that, once they've been refuted only for a certain amount of time, they go, it's safe to bring it up again. At least that's the way it seems. So, I guess we, as those of us who see the flaws in religion, we have to put up our own videos every now and then, our own arguments, to reiterate why the now dead arguments should remain dead, which is, I guess, what I'm doing here. I mean, I get a lot of people telling me, you just keep making the same 5 or 6 videos over and over and over again, and maybe I do in various forms, but honestly, it seems to be necessary, because otherwise, our arguments, yay, we made them once and now nobody cares. They got lost in the wind. These are the kinds of things you have to keep bringing up. I wish it weren't that way. I wish that weren't the case, but it sure does seem to be. Anyway, until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying, don't run on automatic. Instead, hey look, a kitty! Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. And please visit my Zazzle store, where you'll find all kinds of BionicDance merchandise. People not subscribing to BionicDance is one sign of the apocalypse. Save us all. Subscribe now.